Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the April edition of the CDC Experience, our monthly podcast done right here at the CDC office in Tampa. My name is Sartora Schumann-Smith, and I am your host for this afternoon's podcast. Today, I need you to do me a favor first. I need you to go get a piece of paper and a pen or a pencil. And yes, I went old school. Go get a piece of paper, a pen, and a pencil, because we have some information for you today that is of interest to just about everybody here in the East Tampa community, particularly for our business owners, commercial property owners. So listen up. We have a great show for you. We have two amazing guests here today with us. I will introduce our first guest, Ms. Erica Moody, who is the director of the Community Redevelopment Agency here with the City of Tampa, and one of my favorite people, Mr. Cedric McCray, who is the East Tampa manager of the CRA of the City of Tampa. Welcome.
Thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having us. We're looking forward to spending the next few minutes telling you all things Tampa CRA and really focusing on what's going on in East Tampa.
So I'm going to do the audience a favor. I'm not going to talk that much this time because we have a lot of information to share. But if you are tuning in and want to let somebody know where to catch us, or if you're going to tune in later, you can always find us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, LinkedIn, and our website at www.cdcoftampa.org. So we're going to get started. I have a couple of questions for you. I know a lot of people, you hear CRA, you hear it everywhere. If you're in meetings or just in the community, the buzz is, CRA. What exactly is the role of a CRA?
Good. Thank you so much for that question. I'm glad that people are starting to hear about who we are and what we do, because we just identified, wanted to create a logo, a tagline for ourselves, which is strengthening communities, drive people to our website, and find out who we are and why we do what we do. So the CRA is a community redevelopment agency, and we have 8 different community redevelopment areas in the city of Tampa, and our biggest and best one is East Tampa. It's actually the biggest CRA in the state of Florida.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're really proud of that, and it's so CRAs are unique because it's established by Chapter 163 by the Florida State Statute, which makes it a separate entity from the city of Tampa, but we are a dependent special district. So we work as an arm of the city of Tampa to really bring forward redevelopment initiatives to the communities in need. So with that, boundaries are established, and we're able to reinvest tax dollars into communities through many different initiatives, and we really break it out into 3. It's projects, programs, and grants. And we'll tell you some exciting stuff going on with our grants today.
Okay, perfect. And yay to East Tampa being the largest CRA in the state. Applause to East Tampa and all of the amazing work that is going on in this community. So I do have another question, and Cedric, I'm going to ask you to answer this one. There's been some reorganization within the CRA in the last couple of months, last year or so. Can you give us a rundown of what those changes have been?
So with the reorg, in the last year, we've had restructuring as it relates to just how we do business and allocating responsibilities amongst the staff and the team. Director Moody has been a big part of that. Our Deputy Administrator, Mr. Drumgo, has been a big part of that as well as Ms. Travis. And in the past, a lot of the responsibilities fell on the manager, and there are a lot of requests that come in, programs, projects, and things of that nature. And now we've put staff in place to kind of help bifurcate some of those responsibilities, so everyone has their wheelhouse, so to speak, or their lane, and then they report out and try to respond as best as possible to make sure things are moving along.
Well, I know for a fact, and I'm going to be very transparent, I know there are some grants out there that necessarily you didn't have to have low income to qualify, or you didn't have to be in a certain bracket or demographics to qualify. As an East Tampa resident myself, and I'm a proud East Tampa resident, I work here and I live here. I remember when I was applying for a particular grant, it was very easy for me to do that. The paperwork was not complicated at all. You were very easy to connect with, you and your staff. So I think one of the things that people have problems with is that they don't think you guys are approachable, or they don't think that, government officials or government entities, it's hard to get to. But I think it's just a matter of you don't know what you don't know. So, I just am happy that you all are here today to share that information about what you're doing, how you're doing it, and just to make it a simple process for those who are listening, those who are in the community. So another question that I have, that I know people always want to know where the money is.
Oh, yes.
Where's the money?
Oh, yes.
And here at the CDC, we get calls and people stopping in and people stopping us in the street all of the time. I want to do this. I want to do this. I need to do this. And it's always, so how do I get money? How do I get funds? And, we know how to throw out the right answers and who to direct them to. So give me a rundown of some new grants that are going to be available, or for some new restructured grants that are going to be available. I'm going to run them down, and you can briefly tell me, either one of you can tell me what those are about. I know you have the Exterior Commercial Grant, which was formerly the Facade and Site Improvement Grant. The new grant now that was formerly the Cigar Grant is the Interior Commercial Grant, the Pre-Development Grant, the Special Project Grant, and the TIF, which is the Tax Increment Financing Reimbursement.
Yes.
So who wants to tackle which ones and tell me all about those?
We'll tag team a couple of them, but I'll take them because you said something that was so great and so honest, that sometimes the government can be hard to approach or too technical. And when I first came in to lead the restructure that Mr. McCray was talking about, the mission was to make it as simple as possible to get in contact with us, to access these grants, because we have funds to serve the community, and that is really our goal. So part of that restructure was looking at all of our programs as well as our staff and making them more department specific. So we have a whole grant administration department, and an easy way to contact us is through our website. It's tampa.gov/CRAs, and there's actually a booking consultation link there. So if you're interested in anything that you hear today, definitely reach out via our website, give us a call, and we're fielding the calls and serving the community all day long. But a really exciting thing that we just rolled out it was a audit of our commercial grant programs. Okay. And those are the ones that you listed out. So if you're a business owner, if you even have business aspirations, get with us and we can help you attain the things that you want to attain. And part of that simplicity was we took 13 grants and we consolidated them into the 5 that you mentioned today. And really simple. If you have a business, are you looking to improve the exterior of the site? That would be the Exterior Facade Site Improvement Grant that we talked about. And that can be anything from the outside of the building to fencing that you may need, to new signage, to be able to promote your business. So those grant programs will also be available online. And you can kind of read a checklist and have a conversation with us, and we're always going to look for ways to even get you more money or more opportunity. So we have the exterior, and then we have the interior grant as well. It was previously referred to as like the vanilla shell grant, where you can really just kind of clear out the inside of your business and make it tenant ready. We also consolidated it with a restaurant and food services grant. So if you own a restaurant and you want to improve that, we want to promote like the restaurant, the retail industry, and I'll kind of pass it over to Mr. McCray to talk about our pre-development grant.
Yes, so one of the needs that we've focused on, and it actually came about from suggestions from the community, is that we have a lot of smaller business owners that may not have the financial wherewithal to pay an architect or hire someone to draw up site plans and things of that nature. So the pre-development grant would help subsidize some of those costs for the business owner on the front end after a consultation with staff. And so that would assist them in that cost. And then there would be a second level if approved, and then the amount of money that they could apply for site improvement would be included in that second level.
Yeah, and the exciting thing about that is if you're holding property but you don't quite know what to do with it, the pre-development grant helps with the architect and engineering fees to help come up with some conceptual renderings, like what is the zoning for that property, how many levels could you add to your business, and start to create a vision, because the conceptual rendering can then be used for fundraising to show people what you'd like to do with your project. And then the level 2 is really getting you towards like schematic design, construction documents, so then we can start to bring it to life.
You all are like just overloading my brain here.
Know.
No, seriously, this is stuff that I didn't know.
Yeah.
And because we work with the community here at the CDC, of course, those are things that we need to know so that we can share them when people come in to us.
Yes.
Let me ask you both, what are the financial yeah, what are the dollar qualifications for somebody, a business owner, coming to you? Do they vary between by grants, or how does that work?
Yes, they're available in all of our districts, from East Tampa to West Tampa to downtown. So we have expanded it to all of the districts. But you would meet with the grant coordinator and go over your project. And the grants that we mentioned, the facade or the exterior and the interior grant, they do have a 50% matching requirement. And something really exciting that I'd love to tell the community about is, we've been looking at how can we reduce some of the financial burden on the front end and help people access our grants more easily, but also incentivize legacy residents who have been here for 5, 10, 15, 20 plus years, because we want to keep people in the community. So that's the ultimate question, is how can we invest in residents that have continuously invested in East Tampa? So just last month, we brought to our board a recommendation to add to our policy, and we're calling it a legacy credit. And if you've been in East Tampa for a certain amount of time and you're up to date on your taxes, we can reduce that match requirement all the way to 0. So our board was really receptive to that, and we're formalizing the policy now, known as the legacy credit.
You heard that, legacy credit. We were just talking the other day in a meeting on Monday at our Impact Mondays, and I was just stressing that, and one of our panelists was stressing that the legacy, our neighborhoods are changing. It's inevitable and it's going to happen. But there are people who, like you said, Erica, have invested in this community, whether that's through a business or just living here and seeing the changes. But I don't want to see the history go away. And when the people go away, the history goes away. So I applaud the city of Tampa for that. I'm loving that. And we'll share that information on our website, but we'll also give your website again. So I know you have some more things you want to share with us. So Cedric, Erica?
We could go on for hours and hours.
I'm fine with that.
And I do know a lot of people have questions around the residential grants, and we do have residential grants available as well. We've been running the down payment assistance program. We recently established the owner-occupied rehab program, and then we also do special projects. If you're a developer looking to partner with us and have affordable housing as part of that project, we definitely want to talk to them and really strengthen our partnerships. We have some amazing partners, the Tampa CDC being one of our major stakeholders that we love to work with. I know that you work with us, you pursue grants as well, and really just providing access to these types of opportunities through CRA incentives, which is what makes us unique, is that we can foster these type of partnerships and utilize incentives to help make these things come to life. And we also talked about transparency. So we're really proud that we just published our 2023 annual report. Go check us out. We audit our financials. We let you know about all the projects that were completed that year. We had a couple major ones that happened in East Tampa, from the Wellness Hub, which is a health center now.
Right there on 40th,
the Open Cafe was the restaurant and food services grant. And how many roofs did we fix? Do you want to speak a little bit to the roofing program?
We've done at least 70, and we have another 38 that are in process now. As part of our emergency roofing grant program. So actually, on my way here, the doorbell rang, and I had an individual inquiring about an application for the roofing program, as well as tree trimming. So,
and I know about that tree trimming grant, so it works.
Yeah, so the programs are really popular, and so we're excited that once we were able to go ahead and share with the community the revised and updated residential grants, because I know in East Tampa there's a high level of interest.
Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yes, indeed, because we get those questions all the time from the community. But what I want to say again, if you are tuning in, we appreciate you. We thank you for your support. But if you want to tell somebody to watch this again, they can go to our to Spotify, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, and our website at www.cdcoftampa.org. And I'm going to repeat the website for the CRA. You can always go to tampa.gov/CRAS. CRAS, that's tampa.gov/CRAS. So I have so many questions, and I know you have some more information to share, Erica, but if I can take just a minute, I want to ask a question for the seniors. As I approach that age, getting up there, but I see a lot of elderly people in this community. You talk about that legacy and keeping them here. How is the CRA making it easier for seniors to access the information that they will need to know about residential grants?
So as we finalize the grants and they're approved by the CRA board, or essentially the city council, we will definitely have a push from our communications, Ms. Parks and the like, and partnering with the city communications team to make sure that folks are aware. So that's using periodicals like the Florida Sentinel,
Yes.
Signage. We're advertising on the kiosks that are located. There's one right outside of Lee Davis Neighborhood Service Center downtown. And so we're using every avenue we can to try to publicize that. And actually, we're not opposed, and that would be part of my responsibility to make sure that I'm meeting with neighborhood associations, advertising the information at our community advisory committee meetings, and any other vehicle that we can use to get out the information, neighborhood associations and the like.
And I know you all do an amazing job. So if you aren't aware of the CRA and the work that they do here within the city of Tampa, and especially the East Tampa community, I'm just a little biased, but you said 8 other communities that you have CRAs. But again, check out their website at tampa.gov/CRAS, and also what we do here at the CDC of Tampa, and that's the Corporation to Develop Communities. I just want to say there are some meetings coming up that are important to the community that will go over what we talked about.
Yes.
So
we do community outreach. So we also have our East Tampa Community Advisory Committee. It's publicly noticed. We have meetings once a month. It's open to the public. We would love for you to come join the business. There's opportunities for public comment. So we really take a grassroots approach to listening to the community and then really be the liaison to our CRA board, which is City Council. We have some exciting projects coming up, and we always start with community outreach. So we have a property on Osborne, and coming up on April 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. and then April 20th from 10 to 12 p.m. at the Hannah City Center. We would like to hear from the residents about a potential housing property and what kind of development that the community would like to see. And if Cedric had anything else to add to that.
No, it's a very large parcel that we're looking to have the community opine and share their feelings on what should go there and how it should be redeveloped to avoid any issues moving forward. So we want to have the conversation on the front end, and we've started that with our CACs, and our CAC is comprised of various neighborhood association representatives. So for them to disseminate that information, and there'll be a survey coming out, to solicit feedback for individuals that can't attend the meeting on the 16th or the 20th. So we're looking forward to having the conversation.
I am so glad to hear you all say that, because a lot of times, again, people don't know what they don't know. But when you're pushing it out like this, I'm not going to say there's no excuse not to know, but again, when you're using all of the resources that you all are using to get the word out, I commend you all especially for that, because people hear community engagement, but sometimes we forget to engage the community. We'll go out, but how are we bringing them to us? What are we communicating to them and getting their opinion? What do they want to see here in this community? Not what you want them to have. It may be great. You may have a great idea, but what does the community need? So I applaud and commend the City of Tampa CRA, and I am so grateful to have had you all on the show today. Now, again, to the audience, to everybody that's listening, you just heard about 2 community engagement meetings coming up April 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the City Center on Hannah Avenue. We also will have one on April 20th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the City Center on Hannah. 2 different times, 2 different dates. Don't miss these opportunities. Don't miss the opportunities. So again, if you're watching us on Spotify, LinkedIn, Facebook, what else do we have here? And our website at www.cdc of Tampa. Please share this information with the community. We don't want to have anybody say, I didn't know.
For sure, and we want people to be a part of the work, and it's really about the community championing these efforts, because it's your community, and we just want to help you bring your ideas and dreams to life. So please show up, please engage with us, give us a call, and we're looking forward to working with everyone.
Thanks again to Ms. Erica Moody and Mr. Cedric McCray with the City of Tampa.
Yes,
Thank you all so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.